What the cake is going on, you guys? Welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you something super delicious. I just discovered the pistachio butter. It was so good in the chocolate. I wanted to try it in a chocolate recipe. So I'm going to share with you today my absolute favorite chocolate recipe, super moist and delicious. And the great thing about it is that you can add any filling. And I'm also gonna show you how I make these little mini cakes you can eat individually with your coffee and your favorite coffee that is in the chocolate recipe. So keep on watching. So for our dry ingredients, 2 cups of flour, 2 cups of sugar. I know that sounds like a lot, but remember we are adding the coffee, which is bitter, so it's not gonna be as sweet as it sounds. You're gonna need 2 tablespoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 3/4 cups of your favorite cocoa powder. And that taste does come through in the cake, so make sure that you get one that is higher quality. It doesn't matter if it's light or dark, any. For our wet ingredients, I have 1 cup of buttermilk and 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. We are going to also add our eggs, of course, and then everything just goes in the pan. You're just gonna do, actually, you could add the coffee after. That's the last one you can mix in, but very simple. We're just gonna go ahead and hand mix it. For our chocolate recipe, cake, cupcake, whatever you wanna make with it, the great thing about this recipe is you get to use whichever coffee you like. Yes, there is coffee in it, and really good chocolate cake does have either coffee or espresso. Absolutely a coffee person. Need it in the morning. Don't even talk to me before I had a cup of my coffee. Okay, so really simple. These are ingredients that you should already have in your kitchen, except for one, which is the secret ingredient I always use in all of my recipes to make it super moist. It's buttermilk. So that's the only ingredient that you would have to go out to purchase. And if you have extra, you can just use it to marinate chicken to make the best chicken, fried chicken. Dry, wet ingredients. Add in our 2 eggs. Just whisk it together. See, it's not perfect. You can see that there are still some lumps, but that's okay. In goes the chocolate, which is gonna smooth everything out, make it super moist. So having your favorite brand of coffee in your favorite chocolate recipe just makes it so much better. And as you can see, I already have a cake baked and ready to go. I'm gonna show you how to create little mini cakes. A great way to learn how to start stacking cakes and making cakes that you can eat, because if you're just practicing, then you can't really give out your ugly cakes unless it's for your siblings. Really, you cannot mess this up. Really simple way to make cute little cakes to eat or to gift. Also a great way to practice your little cake making skills. So have your gloves ready to go. And again, depending on if you're using it for personal use, you don't have to, but if you're gifting them, highly recommend using gloves. And I just actually did, so these little cakes look so cute. I think they're the perfect size if you want to wake up and have your coffee with cake, but you don't want to cut a cake. You have the little cakes all ready to go. I'm going to show you how to do it. You don't necessarily have to have these little cards if you're just eating it. You could just use a plate, but I'm going to quickly show you how to make little cute mini cakes. And the great thing about doing it this way is you have your cake mix, whether it be chocolate, vanilla, or red velvet. You can add any frosting you want. I have here in front of me the pistachio butter. I do have a video on how to make this, and I had a really good laugh at one of the comments. People thought I was clickbaiting them because I forgot to add the type of chocolate I use and the pistachio butter that I use. There is absolutely none of that here. All of my videos, I share everything. That is literally the reason why I do cake videos, is to share with you all the tips and tricks and I will forget some along the way. That is why I asked you to leave a comment so I can learn with you while you're learning with me, because I'm not a professional doing these videos. It's literally in my home, and I'm just trying to share with you what I love to do so you can learn. Cookie cutter, you should already have this. There are cake cutters that are much taller, but we're not going to use that. When we're starting our cake journey, we don't want to be spending too much money on unnecessary things just to find out later that we don't want to do it. So I think this is something that you should already have in your kitchen. And if you don't, you can get them at the dollar store for $1. In my cake videos, I do cut my cake batter in half and then I start layering them. But because we're working with a big piece, you don't have to cut it in half yet. You're just gonna go in with the cookie cutter first and then take it out and then cut it in half. So you're just gonna need 2 layers because that's more than enough. We're just gonna cut it in half. Cut my cakes in half and have it ready to go while I assemble them. So making the assembling process, a lot easier. So it doesn't matter which side, it's all gonna get frosted anyways. For the first layer, we're just gonna add buttercream for our second, and then we are gonna add the second layer. And for this layer, I think this is just the height that I want it to be. You could make it higher, but that's up to your discretion because it will topple over. So we're just gonna do a little circle. Of pistachio to make it pretty. To finish our little mini cakes, I just crushed some pistachio on there. You can add whatever you like. You can even add fruit, but these pistachio have a little bit of salt on it, so it's gonna make it even more delicious. And there you guys have it, our mini pistachio chocolate cake recipe. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a comment below, and I will see you next time.